Level 6, Scale Technique. In this level, we're going to combine our right hand picking technique with our hold technique to perform scales. Okay, there's two things I want you to do before we begin the exercise. One, I want you to perform proper right hand picking technique using down and up strokes. Very small movements. Good alternation. And then I want you to execute a proper hold technique. And once you've done that, we're going to lift the fingers, 2, 3, and 4. So this one, and this one, we're going to lift them slightly above the strings. Try to keep them as close to the strings as possible. And then we're going to play a downstroke with our first finger pushed close to the fret. And then we're going to do an upstroke on finger number 2, a downstroke on finger number 3, stay close to the frets, an upstroke on finger number 4, a downstroke on finger 3, an upstroke on the second finger, and then a downstroke on the first finger. I kept everything as close to the strings as I possibly could, and I kept my fingers as close to the frets as I possibly could. I want you to continue performing the exercise very slow. Speed is not important to me. And once you gain some comfortability in this position, then we can practice in different parts of the neck. Of course, when we play on the lower part of the neck, the frets are wider, so we have to open our hand more. And as we go to the upper part of the neck, the frets are closer together. So the idea is to get used to the different widths of the frets. Now once you've mastered that, then we can practice moving to different strings. Remember, if you need to go slower, focus on your technique, then do so. Speed is not important. This is a very important technique, so we want to get it right. Remember all your information on hold technique. So that's really all we're doing. We're just maintaining that hold technique. We're just now moving one finger at a time. And so the hold technique has taught us to keep our fingers as close to the strings as possible. And then we just move one finger at a time, like that. Now it's time to stabilize our technique. And what we're going to do is we're going to use the metronome. So I'm going to set the metronome for 60 beats per minute, just like that. I'm going to give a 4 count, and we'll begin. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 3, 2, 1. Just like that. And then we're going to go to the next string and we'll do the same thing. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we just continue up the strings. If you need to go slower, that's okay. But I want you to keep it nice and steady. And that's how you practice with the metronome. Those are quarter notes. So each click represents a quarter note, and that's what we're doing. We're playing on the quarter notes. Using a downstroke would be one quarter note, and then an upstroke would be the other quarter note. And we're just keeping that nice and steady. Well, it looks like we're on our way to learning scale technique. I want you to start off at about 60 beats per minute. That's your first goal. And if you can't play that, slow down to 50 or 40 or 30. If you need to turn off the metronome and work your way through this before getting to the metronome, that's fine too. But your first goal is 60 beats per minute, and then work your way to 80, 100, and your goal for now will be 120. We don't need to go faster than that at this point. We're going to be learning chords pretty soon, so this technique is going to help us to push notes. We have to be able to push notes before we can push multiple notes at once. And we're going to be doing that as we get into chords. Our first chord is going to be an E minor chord, and we'll be doing that in the next level. I'll see you there.